In a land far, far away, there was a monster living in the middle of the desert. Moreover, he was only fed with fresh soil, newly greened plants and seeds. A little far from the desert, there was a kingdom he had not yet discovered and had not gone and eaten its soil. The king and the queen of this kingdom did not have children, and they were very sad because of this. When the queen couldn't sleep one night, she sneaked out of the palace. She wandered around the desert. Although the desert monster noticed her, he did not go near her and did not harm her, because all he wanted was to eat all the plants and fresh soil in the world. At that moment, a star fell in the sky and left a green trail behind it. Seeing the falling star, the queen immediately made a wish. "Oh, I wish I had a daughter so I could hug her and raise her with love." At that moment, a star fairy appeared in front of the queen. "Oh, you are a fairy! I cannot believe my eyes!" "Yes, dear queen, I heard your wish and came to your presence. If you want to have a child, wander through this desert for 7 days and nights. The magic of the stars will surprise you." The queen did indeed wander through the desert for 7 days and nights, listening to the words of the star fairy. The king, on the other hand, thought that the queen, who had not returned to the palace for days, was lost, and he was devastated. At the end of her 7th day in the desert, just as she was in despair, the queen heard a cry. The queen moved toward the direction the voice came from. She saw a tiny baby crying on the sand. She immediately took her in her arms and returned to the palace. The king was very happy when he saw the queen safe and sound days later, and the cute baby she was carrying in her arms increased his happiness even more. They named that little baby the Earth Princess. Years passed. The Earth Princess grew up and became a very beautiful girl. Her favorite thing since she was a baby was playing with sand. If she drew a butterfly in the sand, the butterflies turned into reality and flew around her. Or if she drew a flower, it turned into a real flower and smelled amazing. The only person who realized that the Earth Princess had a magical power was her father, the king. But he didn't tell anyone about her power so that no harm would come to her. One day, when the people were planting new crops, the nose of the desert monster caught a sharp smell. He soon realized it was the smell of fresh soil. When he thought of the delicious saplings and seeds he would eat, he could not resist and quickly started to move towards the direction of the smell. Meanwhile, the people in the kingdom noticed that the ground was starting to shake. Oh! What's going on? Is this an earthquake?
This is something else!
Noticing the ground shaking, the king and the queen also rushed out of the palace balcony and saw the desert monster far away under the ground moving towards the kingdom.
Oh no! I thought he was a myth!
This is very bad! The myth is becoming true! The king immediately ordered his soldiers to stop the desert monster. The soldiers took cover at the gates of the kingdom. But the desert monster was so big and scary that many of the soldiers thought they could not defeat him. When the desert monster approached to the kingdom, he caught the soldiers one by one and threw them in the desert.
No! Help! Help! No! My soldiers! Our land!
Seeing this, the people stopped cultivating the land and began to flee to save their lives. the monster continued to eat every sapling, every fresh greenery he saw. While the people did not know what to do out of sadness and fear, the king came out of his palace with all his might. The Earth Princess followed him too.
My princess, my beautiful daughter, stay in the palace with your mother. I don't want him to hurt you.
No, Daddy. You know I can beat him. I can save our kingdom, our land. The king did not want his only daughter, the Earth Princess, to come face to face with the desert monster. So he left her behind, took up his sword, and rushed towards the monster that was eating the fertile land. He tried to stop him, but failed. Just as the desert monster was about to grab the king and throw him into the desert, the Earth Princess could not stand it any longer and drew a shield on the sand. This shield has been magically made real. The Earth Princess protected herself with that shield and ran towards the desert monster. Even though the desert monster threw sand at the princess, he couldn't stop her. The Earth Princess immediately bent down and drew a large bucket in the sand. The bucket was made real. With her magical power, the princess lifted this bucket and threw it at the desert monster. The bucket got on the desert monster's head and got stuck there. Thus, the monster could not see ahead and he could no longer eat the fertile land. At that time, the Earth Princess gathered all her attention and created a desert tornado to drive the monster away from the kingdom. This tornado was so big and strong that it engulfed the monster in an instant and carried him far from the kingdom. The people who watched what was happening were both in great astonishment and happiness. The Earth Princess was exhausted from the magic she used. Father King immediately ran to her and hugged her.
You saved our lives, our land, our kingdom.
Long live Earth Princess!
From that day on, the Earth Princess protected all the lands of the kingdom with her courage forever. Because without soil, there would be no life, and the Earth Princess knew it best.
There was a magnificent sea kingdom in the middle of a vast ocean. The youngest princess of this kingdom, the Mermaid Aria, was very excited to go on an ocean trip that day.
Daddy, we haven't been on an ocean trip together in a long time. Would you like to come with me?
Today, I'm going to build a shelter for the fish families from sinking ships, my beautiful daughter. I might join you on the next trip.
Then I'll come back to help you when I get back.
The little mermaid swam into the depths of the ocean. A frightful school of fish and a family of turtles passed by.
Hey, what's going on? What are you running from?
Run, mermaid, run! A huge gate draws everyone in.
The mermaid created a bubble shield for herself and swam quickly towards the mysterious gate. She was very surprised to find that there was indeed a closed gate in the depths of the ocean. When she got a little closer, the gate suddenly opened and a big vortex engulfed the Mermaid Aria. Aria found herself in a completely different ocean. The fish and corals here were colorless, and the water was turbid and dirty. When Aria looked back in surprise, the vortex was closed and the mysterious gate was gone. She noticed the starfish at the bottom of the cliffs as she hurried around.
Hello, starfish? Oh, I think I'm lost. Can you help me? Was vereniging bist du? Ich wusste nicht, was du sagst.
Seeing a sea person for the first time in their lives, the starfish hid under rocks in fear. The mermaid, on the other hand, did not understand why the stars were running away from her because they were speaking in a language she did not know. Meanwhile, she saw a pale and tired lobster approaching her.
Hey, lobster! I think I'm lost. Can you help me?
Cosa? Scusa, ma non ti capisco. E non capisco neanche se sei un essere umano o un pesce.
Oh, ihati! Kami Oh, no! I don't speak the same language as you, little fish. How are we going to understand each other?
The little mermaid, Aria, tried to ask for help using her hands, but the lobster was afraid of these movements and immediately ran away from there. Just when the little mermaid decided to swim to the land, she saw a blowfish in the distance. She swam to him quickly and asked for help.
Please help me, blowfish. I'm lost and I can't go back.
Oh, ¿eres una persona del mar?
I can't understand what you're saying. But I won't hurt you. Don't worry.
When the mermaid Aria gave her hand to the blowfish panicked for a moment and inflated his poisonous fin, and his fin touched the little mermaid. The little mermaid fell weak on the spot and sank to the bottom of the water with her eyes closed. Time has flown. Poseidon, the underwater king, was looking for his daughter Aria, who had not returned to the kingdom for hours.
Keep searching the ocean!
When the little mermaid regained consciousness, she opened her eyes in the house of an old jellyfish. The old jellyfish was waiting beside Aria.
You have finally come to life. Finally a creature I speak the same language with. Thank you for saving me.
The jellyfish told Aria that she also had accidentally come to this side of the ocean years ago, and then could never return. That's why I learned every language here. But my power is not enough to make this place beautiful, mermaid.
I have a solution in mind, but we have to find the mysterious gate first.
Mermaid Aria and the old jellyfish swam together to the far reaches of the ocean. Then the old jellyfish whistled loudly. Suddenly, a lot of squid pupils gathered around her. The jellyfish asked them to release their ink at the same time. The mysterious gate, which was transparent the moment the fish released their ink, suddenly became visible. But no matter how hard they pushed, the gate didn't open. Therefore, the little mermaid created a hammer from water bubbles and hit the gate with great force. Thus, as the gate opened, they found themselves in the other ocean. Together, they swam to the Sea Kingdom. Aria told her father Poseidon, one by one, how unclean and neglected that completely different world she saw was.
The thing to do is clear. We will clean that water as soon as possible, and we will provide a nice habitat for the fish.
Together, they swam to the place where the mysterious gate was located. Poseidon raised his hand and created such great waves that the mysterious gate appeared for a moment and then shattered. Thus, the two oceans came together. The waters became clean, and the sea creatures were very happy. In the meantime, Poseidon, realizing that the fish had difficulty in understanding each other's languages, turned a sunken ship into a school. Thus, all the fish would have been able to learn each other's languages.
No me envenenarás más, ¿verdad, pequeña burbuja?
I won't hurt you again, mermaid. I'm sorry.
After Poseidon cleaned the waters, all the fish joined hands to beautify this new world where they learned each other's languages. because every new language always opens the gates of a new world.
Here's my home, deep blue sea. Everything is fun, friends with me. The king called me the little mermaid, the very best daughter of the king of the sea. Just look around, you will see the joy, a beautiful life, and the ocean roar. Just look around, you will see the joy, a beautiful life, and the ocean roar.
Adisebaba,